I am live. Here it is, Friday, December 8th, 2023. Christmas is fast approaching. Man, time flies. Anyway, just wanted to come on here and just vent a little bit. And some of you may or may not have heard about this news item I'm about to mention. I was in the car for a while today listening to the usual talking heads on the radio. And a news story came up about Joe Biden and his administration wanting to help 500,000 Americans buy homes. They're going to, like they wanted to do with education, and pay off your student loan that you shouldn't have gotten if you couldn't afford to pay it off in the first place. They want to do the same thing for homeowners so that those homeowners can experience the American dream. Well, excuse me, but I thought part of the American dream was that you worked hard and you earned for yourself. You didn't just have stuff given to you. Now, these are the same Democrats, by the way. And I should correct myself here. Obviously, it's coming from the Biden administration, but the bill that was proposed for this, and I'll get to the details in a second here, were proposed by a Democrat from Maryland and a Republican. And I don't remember the state off the top of my head. I'll read it to you in a few minutes. So once again, we see that we know what the Democrats are all about. Here, take this. It's not costing us anything. It's costing the taxpayers. But just remember, wink, wink, we're the ones that gave it to you, so vote for us. Okay? But the Republicans either are too cowardly to stand up to it or actually participate, but they try to do it on the down low so you don't really know they're helping. And then come next election, they can stand up and go, well, see, we would have never done that. You should vote for us because we're not going to destroy the economy the way the Democrats will. And sadly, too many people keep falling for this party loyalty bullshit. And, oh, yeah, well, our guys are good. Those guys are stupid. Anyway, so the government is going to help people buy homes. That's what the government's there for, right? It says it right there in the Constitution that part of the federal government's responsibility is to help people buy a home. Right? It's in there, isn't it? It must be. It has to be in the Constitution, or else they wouldn't be doing it. Right? Of course, that last bit of sarcasm was directed at you morons who actually keep voting for people who do this crap to us and destroy the economy. But you're too stupid to even understand that, aren't you? Or you do understand it, but you don't care as long as your party wins. Oh, the country, the hell with the country. But my party, we're doing great. You people, I can't say what I really wish would happen to you people because YouTube would then block my page. But use your imaginations. Have you ever been to a Section 8 housing project or area anywhere in the country? Government subsidized housing. You ever been to one? Just think about it. We're going to help people buy their first homes. We're going to help them achieve the American dream. Well, what do these places where the government has subsidized housing look like? How do the people who live there treat it? Do they have the same sense of responsibility and care that you and I, who have actually had to pay for our own homes through our hard work and saving and sacrificing, have had to do? I mean, guys, look, one of the things I taught in school was economics, part of the civics program. Economics is a philosophy or science, depends on who you ask. It's not that difficult. A lot of economics, and if you read John Adams' book, it's just common sense and human nature. What would you, as a person who has money to spend, do with it? And if you have a limited amount of money, if you're not an Elon Musk or a George Soros, so you have limited income, limited resources, how do you distribute those resources? How do you spend your money? Do you save some of it? Do you spend it as soon as you get it? Do you buy frivolous things, or do you buy necessities? That's all part of economics. And right now, while we're in a recession, and while inflation is going ever, ever higher, groceries cost more, gasoline costs more, we've got Biden and his idiots telling us, oh, look, the economy's doing great. Oh, look, employment is up. In fact, what did I hear on the radio today? The employment numbers are the highest they've ever been since Diana Ross hit the charts. Are these people that did? All right, look, I know they are that stupid. My question is, are you that stupid? Now, I'm not a Trump fan. Everyone who knows me knows that, but I'll give credit where credit's due. And the economy, especially the unemployment numbers, were the best they'd ever been since people started tracking the economy. The lowest unemployment numbers in every group: black, white, male, female, pick one. And Biden and his idiots are going to try to tell me and tell you that the economy is the best it's ever been. Anybody been shopping lately? And I'm not talking about the prices right now. Have you been shopping, or have you been to any place that provides a service? Have you seen the signs in the windows? We're hiring. Have you heard the excuses when the hostess or the waitress comes over finally and says, I'm sorry it took so long. Thanks for your patience, but we're really short-staffed? How many places have you gone to lately where they're short-staffed and they need help? So on the one hand, we're being told the economy is the best it's ever been. The employment numbers are the best they've been in 50, 60 years. But then we've got the business owners, and you can see it with your own eyes. You go into these places telling us that, oh, we're short-staffed. We just don't have the help we need right now. How about here in the Richmond area lately? Have you been reading the news stories about the post office and the fact that they can't seem to get the mail delivered on time? And one of the reasons we're told for that is, are you ready? Come on, hang in there. They're short-staffed. They can't find people to work. But don't worry, Joe says the economy's fine and employment is going up. Bullshit. But you dumbasses out there who want to go with your party, who think the party is more important than the country, you're either an absolute imbecile because you think it's true, or you know it's a bunch of crap, but you don't care. Because once again, your party's in control, and we certainly can't admit that my party is doing anything to screw things up. And now these paragons of economic virtue and superior knowledge want to help people buy their own house. Anybody remember the real estate crash? What was it, back in 2008, somewhere in that time frame, where the government was telling businesses, mortgage companies, and banks that you have to loan money to people, even if you've done the research into these people's backgrounds and found that they don't have a good job, or they haven't been able to hold more than one job for more than 6 months, and there's no way they're ever going to pay this mortgage off, so we're not going to give them a loan. Well, that was mean. That was racist. That was just harsh. So we're going to make you give them loans. So, following the law, not wanting to be sued by the government or taken to jail, these mortgage companies and banks said, here you go. 6 months later, they haven't paid their mortgage payments. It's obvious they're not going to be able to pay them. And so they forfeit their mortgage, and the banks eat it, and the economy goes to crap. Well, here we are again. Now we're going to help people buy their homes. What could go wrong? And this is supposed to help ease inflation. Once again, who are these morons that can't even understand simple economics? Look, you have to, at some point, you have to come to certain conclusions. And this starts by asking certain questions. Are they really that stupid? Or are they genuinely, sincerely believing this is going to work, but they just don't understand real economics? Or do they understand what this is going to do, the harm that it will do, but they don't care because it's going to make them look good in the long run with the voters who are going to vote for them, saying, hey, they're going to give me stuff. Or some of them, maybe they really do like the idea of destroying the evil America. I mean, we know there's some of that out there. Goodness knows we've seen enough of it in the news. So these are the questions you have to ask. Look, I realize that there are a lot of stupid people in Congress. I mean, you remember when you were growing up and your parents used to tell you anybody can become president of the United States. That's the great thing about freedom and about this country. Oh boy, we've seen that's true. You don't even have to know what you're doing and you can become president. And the same goes for Congress. So now Joe and his bunch are going to give 500,000 or more people money to buy a house. Eventually, it's going to be obvious these people are not going to take care of the homes. They're not going to be able to pay for the other bills that go with being a homeowner. And it's going to affect the economy in a negative way. It's not going to help inflation. In fact, if anything, it's going to make it worse. But again, as long as my party looks good, who cares? And it would be so easy to fix it if they really wanted to. First thing we do is, you know what? If you're going to run for Congress, before you can even run for the office, you should have to take some kind of a test, competency or literacy test. Do you understand basic economics? It doesn't have to be, PhD level economics, just basic stuff. If you make $50,000 a year, can you afford a $500,000 house? Probably not, because aside from the mortgage itself, there's the insurance and there's the electric bill or gas or whatever you heat the house with, air conditioning, general maintenance. So you're not just spending whatever the monthly mortgage payment is. I mean, this is just common sense stuff, people. You've done it. I've done it. Those of us who've been responsible, who grew up chasing the American dream, which to our way of thinking, to our understanding was you work for what you get, you earn it, and then you enjoy the fruits of your labor. But there's always someone out there wanting to take some of that fruit for themselves, isn't it? And it doesn't matter if it's a Republican or a Democrat, somebody wants some of your money. And they're going to get it because they have the juice, man. They got the power. You refuse to pay your taxes, you know what's going to happen to you. Now, if someone like Hunter Biden decides not to pay his taxes, well, that's political crap. That is just, politics. They're just coming after me because I'm a Democrat and they're Republicans, whatever the case may be, or flip it around. It doesn't matter. It's politics. But if you or I don't pay our taxes, it's a crime and we're going to jail. Ask Wesley Snipes. So anyway, that's the rant today as we approach Christmas. Once again, the government, your government with your dollars, your money, they're not happy to just give it to Ukraine or give it to Israel or give it to some other country. Now they're going to give it to people to buy a home for the first time. And if you're out there thinking, oh, that's a great thing, that's going to really help the country, then you're an idiot. You don't understand economics at all. You haven't learned anything. And you should be embarrassed. You really should. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your weekend.